Earlier this week, a report emerged that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff made a call to one of China's military leaders regarding then-President Donald Trump. General Mark Milley told the Chinese military that he would warn them if the president tried to launch a strike. Today, he defended his actions, saying the calls were within his duties and responsibilities. Former President Trump has called Milley the favorite general of Beijing and the Taliban, and many Republicans are accusing the general of treason. Joining me now to discuss this and more is John Schweppe, Director of Policy and Government Affairs at the American Principles Project. John, welcome back. Great to see you. First off, I'd like to get your take on General Milley's comments and the situation overall.
Well, he actually referred to it as a perfect phone call, which you might remember a certain former president got impeached over a perfect phone call. But this is much more serious. I mean, we're talking about a foreign power, frankly, an enemy of the United States, and him colluding with them. So, I think a lot of Republicans are calling for his head over this. You're going to see this scandal continue to develop. But, the thing is, for all these people who have served and who are currently serving, to see this coming from military leadership is really disappointing and dismaying.
Yeah, John, another thing I want to talk about, we mentioned this earlier, breaking this afternoon, the Pentagon announced that drone strike that it conducted in August mistakenly killed 10 civilians, including 7 children, rather than ISIS-K members that the military was originally, of course, targeting. I want to get your thoughts on this tragic development.
Yeah, it's stunning. I mean, this level of incompetence, we're not used to seeing this from our military. I think this is, the military is widely respected in this country, but, we saw it with the withdrawal from Afghanistan, leaving Americans behind, and now we're seeing it again. There needs to be an investigation. There needs to be accountability here. And, this is the kind of consistent thing we've been seeing now under this administration specifically, but there seems to be no accountability whatsoever. And, we're talking about 7 children, 10 civilians here, truly awful. And, we need to know who knew what when.
Yeah, and on a different note, the Pentagon also announced today that the D.C. National Guard has been deployed as a precaution for tomorrow's Justice for J6 rally. That's in support for those currently being held in jail for charges related to the January 6th insurrection. That said, John, what more do we know about those people and their situation? Many of them still sitting in jail.
Well, Julie Kelly with American Greatness has done some great reporting on this. We really need to make sure that these people are having their rights respected, their constitutional rights, and that they're getting a speedy trial. And right now, that doesn't appear to be happening. And so, we hope, obviously, with the rally tomorrow, it's always a little bit scary with something like this. We want to make sure it's peaceful and all of that. But, it is important. And I do hope that, at least some media coverage of this highlights the plight of some of these people who are in jail, many of whom didn't even enter the Capitol.
Yeah, and John, we have probably about a minute or so left, but I want to get to this, something a lot of people are talking about today as well. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Mexican drug cartels had actually been using Facebook to recruit hitmen, among other things. And of course, there was that other report this week that Facebook knew that its Instagram platform was actually toxic for teen girls. I want to get your take on that as well. And also, what, if anything, should be done to kind of reel in social media companies?
Well, part of the problem here is that the U.S. government has granted Facebook an immunity from civil liability. So if the DOJ doesn't take care of this, if law enforcement doesn't handle it, there's no right for the victims to sue Facebook for their part in this. So, I think this definitely, we hope that law enforcement continues to review this and takes action. But, really, we need victims to be able to have the ability to hold Facebook accountable for their part in this type of thing.
Well, John, always appreciate your analysis and coming on. John Schweppe, Director of Policy and Government Affairs at the American Principles Project. Thank you again.
Thank you.